Hi, Alex. Quick handover on Mrs. Peterson in bed 3. She's been a bit of a challenge this morning. Her vitals are stable now, but she had another episode of disorientation around 0600.
Oh, not again. Was it similar to yesterday's confusion?
Very. She was agitated, trying to get out of bed, insisting she needed to feed her cats. We had to gently reorient her several times. The night staff had reported similar episodes, though less intense. The doctor's reviewing her medication chart, particularly the new opioid pain relief she started 2 days ago. We've also noted a significant decrease in her fluid intake since yesterday evening.
So, Mihira, possibly drug-induced delirium or dehydration. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Exactly. We're pushing fluids orally, but she's quite resistant. Her family mentioned she often gets confused when she's not at home, even for short trips. This extended hospital stay is likely exacerbating her underlying cognitive frailty. She also has a mild UTI we're treating, which isn't helping her mental state. I've placed her closer to the nurse's station for easier observation, and we're using familiar objects from home to try and ground her. The primary focus right now is ensuring her safety and managing her acute confusion, which seems to be multifaceted. We need to reduce potential triggers for her disorientation.
Got it. So, constant vigilance and environmental adjustments.
And ensure she completes the course of antibiotics for the UTI. The doctors are still exploring the exact cause of the increased confusion, but we need to address all potential contributing factors. Mihira, I understand that dealing with bedwetting can be a source of worry, but please remember that bedwetting is a very common issue that is not your child's fault. It's almost always a developmental stage they will eventually move past. It is caused by a complex interaction of factors that happen while your child is asleep. The causes are often rooted in physical and physiological processes. For instance, many children who wet the bed are deep sleepers. This means that when the signal is sent from the full bladder to the brain, the child's brain simply doesn't fully rouse them from their deep sleep cycle, which is a key requirement for achieving nighttime continence. Another important physical influence is constipation. When the bowel is full of stool, it can exert physical pressure on the adjacent bladder, effectively creating a compressed bladder that cannot fully expand. This reduction in bladder capacity can cause it to empty involuntarily during the night. Furthermore, there is a hormonal factor. At night, the body should release an adequate amount of antidiuretic hormone, ADH, to slow down the kidney's production of urine. Mihira, if a child's body is still developing this response, they may produce a large volume of urine overnight, leading to a bladder that fills too quickly. Finally, some cases involve structural or developmental considerations, where a child may have a slightly smaller bladder capacity relative to their age and their body's urine production rate. Understanding these factors helps explain the crucial difference between the child's ability to stay dry during the day versus at night. Daytime continence is a conscious skill. Your child is aware of their bladder filling. They can feel the urge to empty it, and they can willfully contract and hold the muscles until they reach the toilet. This conscious awareness is what enables daytime control. At night, however, this process becomes unconscious. The brain and bladder communication is still maturing, and the brain has not yet learned to integrate the full bladder signal and the deep sleep state. Therefore, the body attempts to empty the bladder unconsciously. We approach this situation with patience and understanding, knowing that as these underlying physical and developmental factors resolve, so too will the bedwetting.